What am I doing for the month of June, specifically this week? Also, was I wrong about steel? I revisit him. In this video, you're gonna get 2 for 1. I had so many technical issues with the steel video that I'm putting it on the back of this video, which is a new segment that I'm trying called Focus. Let me know how you feel about it, if you actually enjoy it. The quality for that one is fine. Totally fine, but the steel video I put at the end because it had a lot of valuable information, but like so many technical issues. So kind of as an apology, I'm putting out Focus now in front of it. You'll have Focus and then you'll have steel after this. Thanks for watching, guys. Is Dasad worth it? Am I gonna put any resources into Granny Goodness? Is Mongol going to change PvP? Let's find out.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Grabby here, and this is a DCL video. In this video, I'm trying something new. I'm calling it Focus. It's basically a rip off of my free-to-play series where I was giving you guys weekly updates and the progress that I was actually trying to make in the free-to-play series. What I'm gonna do is give you an update on my account, my main account. Let me know if you guys like this or not. But what I'm focusing on as an in-game player, maybe even try to give some insights towards you know, beginner, early game and mid game players, so that way you guys have an idea of where my head is and what I'm focusing on and what I'm headed towards and what advice I might give you on who you should focus on. So in any case, going back, much appreciate the 30,000 gems and much appreciate the 10,000 gems from my alliance for the raids. That put me at 40,000. As you can see right now, already less than a week, I am down to 4,000 gems. That's because I spent a lot of them on a lot of different things. So we're gonna hop right into that. First of all, I went ahead and I took Connor Kent RB1. I took him L5 and then RB1. I took him RB1 because 1, he's been a lot of fun to play with. 2, he's a huge damage dealer. 3, his AoE attack on the A3, that stun Spectre, is actually very, very good. Is it perfect? No. He does need some help to get there, but honestly, when he gets there, not a lot of help, and when he gets there, he's absolutely incredible. He's A tier in my book. So that is why I took him RB1. Next up would be, there were Memorial Day packs that happened right at the last, like the day we got the gems. They were just about to run out. And so what I did was I got enough packs. I think I bought like 4 or 5 of those packs, thanks to those gems, to take Wonder Girl RB1. Wonder Girl has been a project that I've been working on forever, and her gems are so hard to come by if you're not willing to buy packs, and I was not willing to buy packs. But that Memorial Day deal, doing the math, even for all of those frags of steel who I really don't want, they were worth it to get her in the end, and plus I had all those gems, so I went ahead and took her RB1. I have enough gems to take steel like RB1, I think, as well. However, I've done a steel revisited video, and though he's not as bad as I initially thought, I'm still not thinking that he's worth taking up to RB1. So if you are early game, definitely working on Wonder Girl would be a great focus for you if you can get a hold of some of her frags. However, for me, steel, I would say limited. Like, you can put some resources into him because it's going to help you progress in the game. He has the taunt on him and but not too many resources. And Connor Kent, knock yourself out. He's an amazing damage dealer. I'm using him in game right now. All right, so next, I went ahead and took my Lex RB2. Why? Lex is still the best lead in the game, and I have like my Batman CC, I think, is RB2. My Bane is RB2. My Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, is RB2. And I don't use any of them, not even a 10th as much as I use Lex, not even 100th probably, as much as I use Lex. So Lex deserved to be RB2. If you have him, if you're farming him in the campaign, go ahead, level him up. That's who you want on your side. He will always be useful. At least, I mean, I don't see him falling off in usefulness anytime soon. Then we have the rework tunes for the week. I don't necessarily, or for the month, I don't necessarily have to do much with Raven. I went ahead and used a lot of those gems to ring her out because I'm very hopeful that she's going to be good. I want her to be good because I love the character. She seems to heal. I was listening to, I think it's the Burger Shack from WRL Broadcasting. Shout out. And they were discussing about her kit and how it went from healing just one, having one of the most powerful heals in the game to healing all allies, but she's so slow and the heal is not high enough for it to actually have effect the way that you would want it to. I've kind of noticed that, but I haven't used her a lot yet. My plan is going into the week, I'm gonna use her a lot, especially as I'm trying to build up for her in-depth guide that I'm gonna put out later on in the month. Etrigan though has fallen more in line with me, like easier. He's more plug and play than I believe Raven to be already. And so I'm gonna work on her and see if she can be more more plug and play, or if I can find the role for her. So far, not so much. But I gotta be honest, I haven't really focused on her, but I'm gonna focus on her and I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out a place for her. And then another place where I spent a lot of gems was ringing out this bad dude right here, Mongol. I just did the video of my top 10 heroes in DC Legends, and he might be on that list simply because on his leadership ability, while Mongol is alive, all allies are immune to stun. That is so big time. When I first read his kit in May, when he was coming out, I was more excited about the A1. That's where my focus went to when I first read it, and I didn't even really, I guess, pay enough attention to the rest of the kit and what was happening with it, because down here, that is such a huge deterrent for dealing with Spectre, and it helps me open up my roster even more, because if somebody dies on the enemy team or if I'm taking them out, I don't have to worry about Spectre going nuts and stunning everybody. So that opens up so many more avenues for taking him out, and opens up the teams that I can use, or opens up the toons that I can use against him or against whatever enemy team that he's on. So I absolutely love Mongol. Went ahead and put as many rings into him as possible, and do not regret that for 1 second. Now, I have, he's right here. I have taken Dasad. Somebody in the comment section told me I was pronouncing it wrong. Thank you, I appreciate you, Dasad. I have been so excited about him, and I've already taken him level, like today. I was out of Speed Force, and I still went ahead and just did all of the energy. It's Sunday right now, so you guys know. I did all of the energy gear events just straight up. I don't like doing that. I hate that with a passion. It's such a waste of time, but I wanted to get him 70-11, so I went ahead and finished out the gears doing the events just straight up. At L1 on this ability, the A3 is still nuts. The PvP, the alien PvP is going on right now for the gems, and at L1 in game, he's already valuable. He's already stunning everybody. I did not think that's how his stun was gonna work, and that is exactly how his stun works. Like, he just stuns everybody. That is absolutely incredible, and this was also in the Burger Shack, but it was a damn good point. In a turn meter based game, someone who can just steal turns from everybody on the opposing team is a huge asset. Now, he's bugged. He doesn't have the if Darkseid is a teammate, purge all buffs. That's not working right now. And when that does work, he's broken. Okay, when that does work, he's broken. Definitely worth investing in. Granny Goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I don't have her unlocked or anything. Granny Goodness, I'm not really excited about. I'm not really looking forward to doing anything with her, and she may be a tune that I don't even do an in-depth guide on, because I'm saving up the resources for her right now, so I can go ahead and take her 70-11 as soon as I get her out of the box. But I'm not sure I give a damn, right? Like, I really don't know if I should care about Granny Goodness. Like, there's nothing about her kit that's impressive, so I don't think I'm gonna deal with it now. I also spent some gems on this. I have been sleeping on Parasite this whole time. I did the in-depth guide on him. I was using him more and more and more. And now, like, when I'm running into those buff heavy teams, I immediately grab Parasite, because I know I can steal a lot of those buffs, weaken that team, strengthen him up, and just cause a whole bunch of havoc to that enemy team. So I do love stealing the buffs. He transfers debuffs on his A1, which I didn't even really bring up in the in-depth guide I did, but does loom large, especially if he gets an out-of-turn attack because of a call assist or something. Like, he is actually a really, really good tune, and I like using him, and I'm seriously thinking about taking him RB1. Like, the only reason I'm not right now is because I'm thinking more about taking Captain Adam RB1 instead of Parasite. I'm not 100% sure at the moment, but since I did take Wonder Girl, Connor, and Lex all another RB level, you know, Lex RB2, I only have 13 rebirth crystals left. And I mean, I'm gonna get more. So it's gonna be like Parasite 1 week, and then, you know, Captain Adam 2 weeks later or vice versa. But I'm still trying to think, like, have I just fallen in love temporarily and he's gonna fall off, or am I really like loving playing with him that much that it's worth taking him RB1? So that's that on the tunes that I'm working on now. And then this other thing, there are two things that happened, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and go over one of them, which is the stat boost. Hey, if my phone wants to work. So, Joker, I'm gonna try to put the stats up behind me. I guess we're going this way. Put up the stats next to me. Joker, Clown Prince of Crime, he's gotten a serious boost in intelligence. I'm thinking he's going to hit harder. Power Girl, so happy that she got that boost. And of course, Joker gets his boost literally a couple weeks after I do an in-depth guide on him that showed that he was garbage. So heads up on that one. Power Girl, she got her stat boost, and I have been using her since then. She's definitely improved with that stat boost. Her kit still works pretty well in the game, so they didn't need to do much but a stat boost. Peacemaker, it's kind of stunning to me that he already needed a stat boost. I think he's not even, is he a year old or something like that? And they already gave him a stat boost. I have not done anything with Peacemaker from the beginning, so now I think I'm going to put some resources into him and level him up. I'm kind of short on the physical resources because of, I think it was Giganta that I just took 70, or yeah, level 70, not quite 11, I think it's like 70-10. Swamp Thing, absolutely love Swamp Thing. I absolutely, and honestly, true, like quiet as his cat, Swamp Thing was still useful. It's just he just kind of fell out of favor, or at least in the end game sense, he fell out of favor because, again, the whole revive thing. But he was good. He still did decent damage. So having a stat boost on him might make him a monster again. So yeah, love the stat boost from them. And I do like the idea or the concept, and I hope they do this more, where it's just some tunes. Wonder Woman POT, give her a stat boost. Her kid is amazing. She just needs a stat boost. I hope they start doing this with some tunes as well. That's like more, that'll be satisfying as well, where it's like, hell, even if they only want to do one rework and then stat boost 3, I'm cool with that. But I hope it's a more regular thing that they're boosting the stat of the tunes. So now, also, there was this update to the red alerts, the tunes that are going in. I love that. Like, when I first started the game, the red alerts had just the same tunes in them for like 2 years, and then they added a few like a year and a half later. But now we have some new tunes already going in. They just changed red alerts. I want to say it was January. They're doing it again. If they did it every 6 months, that would be absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. Aqualad, not worth farming to me, so go ahead and leave that alone. Arsenal, really good. He was really good in an early game for me, so if you want to work on him, definitely go for it. Batwoman is a beast. You definitely want those frags. Deathstroke, if you're still early to mid game, definitely focus on him because he's a very good PvE tune. The way that he ramps up. Dove, I'm partial to evasion ups, so I definitely love her. Hawk Girl, Stun might be making a comeback, or it might be being completely stomped out, depending on how Mongol goes and the whole battle between stripping buffs and fighting stun. But I definitely think she's a good tune. Jericho, I've started working on now. Actually, I don't have a lot of information on him. If you like running with silence, then I think he's actually perfect for you. I think he has potential, at least for me. I'm going to try to start using the silence debuff and like try to figure out teams for those. So I don't know whether to tell you to take him or not. So I think middle, just in the middle. Kilowog, absolutely go for those frags. His AoE with the stun on the primary target, awesome, plus turn meter reduction. That's the same thing with King Shark, actually. And definitely go for King Shark. King Shark, the way he ramps those Empower strength ups when enemy team is bleeding makes him a beast when he gets loose. And Kilowog is a pretty damn good support tune. However, buyer be warned, he's squishy. Lobo is an awesome, awesome mid-game, early-game taunter. You're not really caring about him dying or not. He revives constantly. He's absolutely irritating, but he keeps the attention on himself and off your team, which is exactly what you want out of a taunter. Medfield, no experience with him whatsoever. However, a lot of people tell me that he's really good. Miss Martian, I think she's good in the right roles. Early and mid-game, definitely, because of her ability to give strength ups and intelligence ups. As a support tune, I think she's good. Nubia, I did not use her too much, and that's more me than on her. She kind of fell between the cracks when I was getting, in this whole thing. So I probably should do an in-depth guide on Nubia since she's in there. Let me go ahead and let me write that down. Don't know when that would come out, but I'll think on it. Owlman, definitely should do an in-depth guide on him. He's great if you have evasion ups and hit chance downs. There are a lot of can't miss tunes in there, but he does give crit chance ups and he does give hit chance downs or hit chance ups on the allies. So Very good if you're dealing with evasion teams and you don't have a can't miss toon, albeit Superboy's not in here anymore. And neither is Connor Kent. So yeah. Anyway, well, no, Stargirl. Stargirl is in here, and I absolutely love Stargirl. I put Stargirl over Arcus, and people don't like it, but she is amazing damage dealer. Amazing at debuffs with, you know, hit chance down, or no, hit chance. What is it? Evasion downs. Sorry, stun. And then the can't miss on the A1, obviously. And then the ability to ramp up while allies are getting healed or hit. And then the A3 just wipes.
Wrong. Apologies. I confused Stargirl for Starfire. I was talking about Starfire, but that was Stargirl. Stargirl is really, really good. She's great with, well, great. She's good at defending against strength up toons. They made her better since her rework in terms of converting those strength ups to strength downs. She's very good. Definitely not great. If I had to give her a grade, I would say like a low B tier toon, but she can handle and help you with those strength up toons. Just, I wouldn't count on her as a sole solution to those problems.
Reverse Flash, he's okay. He's okay. Not great, but not awful as well. Stargirl, same review. She's very okay. Very okay. Two-Face, from what I understand, is a pretty good red damage dealer. I don't have much experience with him. And Ultraman is a very underrated taunter. I think he's actually really, really good as of late. At first, I hated him. He was one of my top 10. Like, one of the first videos I made was like top 10, top 5 worst toons in the game. And he was on that list. However, I've come around on him a little bit. He's pretty good. He's not shattering any worlds, but he's pretty good, definitely early in mid-game. So, that is Focus. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Put them in the comment section below. I drop these legend videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Was I too harsh on Steel in my initial evaluation of him? I'm not so sure. I had some very high standards for him before he came out, and they did not meet those standards, but maybe my expectations were too high. Was I wrong? Let's see.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Legends video. In this video, I'm gonna revisit Steel. I did a video on Steel a while ago when he came out, and I was really disappointed, quite frankly. I wanted him to be like so good that I could put him in my regular rotation, because Steel was one of my favorite characters from the 90s when he got introduced after the death of Superman. And also, one of those representation matters thing. He was one of the few black superheroes that had come out in DC, or period, honestly. And so it was like, I wanted him to be good. That's why I went with the old school Steel diaper look instead of the newer school Steel look. And the other part of the reason is, everything about the skin for the new Steel looks better, except for those craptastic Oakley looking goggles from 2004. Stop that now. If you could just remove those, I would use this skin. If I'm gonna use this skin now, but man, I do not like these goggles. Anyway, so, but I'm also having a hard time like coming to grips with the fact that I was so in love with a character that has a gigantic Steel adult diaper. All right, so, in any case, before we get into any of that, I drop these Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Now, also that happened this week, just so you guys know, in case you haven't checked, Parasite video, I revisited Parasite last week with the free-to-play account. I explained to you, if you want that free-to-play account, how to get the free-to-play account for yourself. We also had the June preview and the May review, so if you missed anything, go check that out. Thank you very much. Now, just to get into Steel, I've already discussed his skin, which, like, why can't they have, like, because this skin is really cool, except for the, it's just so sad. Anyway, going into his kit, momentum, damage to a single enemy, and gain 40% shield. Apply 15% shield to a random ally's legendary point. But don't really care about that legendary point, but I think it was just because it was better than the P2A5 that I took that one. I did take a Mel 4 like with the hopes that he'd be better. Anyway, on hammer time, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, he came out in the 90s. And in that time, MC Hammer was doing his thing, early 90s. I did have some MC Hammer pants. I was 8. Don't blame me. or 6 even. I didn't know no better. So just hammer time is just like, I can't even right now. All right, so in any case, light damage to all enemies, 80% chance to apply buff immunity. I did not take the last 2 just because I wasn't happy with them in the first place. But I have since Punchline realized how important having all that buff immunity, having buff immunity on the entire team can be for not a free to play, for an early game / mid game account. If you're running into Lex, putting buff immunity on everybody is awesome, because then that main thing that they're hoping for with that Lex team doesn't happen because nobody can buff. So there goes the heals and there goes the turn meter manipulation. So not a bad. And then 75% chance to apply 3 crit chance ups to all allies, which I like. I do like that. 75% chance I could have done without. I wish you would just do it, but it is what it is. True Man of Steel. Heavy damage and apply stun to a single enemy. That heavy damage ain't so heavy. I have the videos there to be sure, but if I remember anything from the first video that I did on him, it wasn't great. Also, gain crit immunity and apply 1 on a random ally. I hate the random ally thing. Like, I want to be in control of like where these buffs go. I hate the random ally thing. Understudy. Passive ability at the end of enemy's turn. If that enemy is stunned, 50% chance to apply taunt and buff immunity on them. If Steel is attacked while he has no shields, counter with momentum, which then gives him shields, which is a good look. Now, this passive ability I was not a fan of, but I'm going to try to read it again and see if I'm really being too harsh on it. At the end of the enemy's turn, if that enemy is stunned, 50% chance to apply taunt and buff immunity on them. So you have Wonder Girl, for example. She's over there. I've stunned her with, well, if I did with Superboy, she'd be dead. Spectre, right? She gets a turn and it goes. So if she's stunned, then she's going to get a taunt and buff immunity. That ability may be better than I thought. Oh, wait. Yeah, 50% chance to apply taunt onto them. I think I read that ability wrong the first time, because I think I was thinking that it was for him to gain taunt, and I don't want him to gain taunt unless I'm just off 100%. Like, why didn't I ring that out? Why didn't I ring that? I might have to start playing with Steel even more and evaluating him more closely. I'm gonna put some rings into this right now. But that won't show up really in the videos, at least not in the way that I'm doing it now. But I don't think that's a bad ability now that I look at it. Passive ability, at the end of his turn, gain taunt. See, that was the one. So yeah, that must have been, why didn't I ring that out? What is wrong with me? Why? Okay, I'm really confused about that now. Really confused, because that could be a very good ability. And then on the legendary point here, 50% chance to stun a random enemy at the beginning of the battle. I mean, 50% chance to do it at the beginning of battle is not worth 100,000 purple to me, so I just left it alone if I was ever to take him RB1, which I will be able to do because I bought a lot of his frags because he was paired with Wonder Girl, and I wanted Wonder Girl to go RB1. He was paired with her, so now I got enough frags to take him RB1 for some reason. So I don't think I'll ever take him RB1, at least not anytime soon. But now that understudy thing makes me want to like even do another revisit on him because I think I wasn't fair. So in any case, let's go ahead and get into the video. So here's what you'll see. I have Aquaman at lead, of course, because of Black Flag. I have Barda, and what I'm trying to do is, because Steel is not a 0-turn taunter, this is something I've been discussing before. I'm trying to use him in the dual taunter setup so that we have Barda being a taunter first, and then Steel comes in to be a taunter later. This is protecting both Hippolyta and Aquaman. If I had a more sensitive team, then this would be a better look for me in my view. So for example, if I had Larfleeze in there, who's a glass cannon, if I had Arcus in there, who's a glass cannon, although Arcus does give himself taunt and death immunity, so he might not be the best example for this, but if I have someone in there that I'm really worried about being taken out, but they're like my damage dealer in turn, I can pair up 2 taunters, and then someone will always have taunt, which is kind of protecting, even more so protecting my damage dealer there. So let's go ahead and get into it. And now Hippolyta is there for support to give us extra buffs and extra turn meter, shield, whatever the case may be, whatever we may need in that moment. So let's see how this worked out. So of course, Black Flash goes first. We get up. Boom, he didn't have any shield, so he gets hit with momentum, which doesn't really do anything because it's a negative affinity matchup. I think I did strength ups. No, I always confuse those two, but strength ups I did so that steel would hit harder, hitting more taunts. That's a good look. Stun her so she does not have a chance to either stun us or do her taunt again, refresh her taunt. The buff immunity we do like to see, and against this Lex team that will be beneficial because then if they attack or if they buff, then they won't get the heal and the they won't get the heal from buffing, so that's always nice to see. Stun Black Flash, we like to see it. So now that I think the taunt's been removed from Barda, we still have a taunt up on Steel, which is still helping us protect the team. But we're in a very advantageous situation, so it's not really necessarily an issue, or it's not an issue at all, but you see how that works there. So then once her taunt got taken away by Lex, we still have another taunter backing us up in Steel. So now we have, well, let's go ahead and let this run a bit, and then I'll let you know what the strategy is. So we have Nightwing, who is a nightmare of a lead to face. We have a Ben Sur who's going to be there to support Steel as the taunter. We have Kilowog who's going to give him empowered strength ups. And then we have Cheetah's going to give him strength ups and help us with that turn meter boost so that we can go first. Now, here's the thing. If I'm being real, we have a problem with Harley Quinn. If she does not give us Enrage, then I would use Kilowog to stun Azrael. That's my view now. Let's see what I actually did. It's funny how like your moves can be different depending on what time of day it is and how tired you are and all of these other factors that should not make a difference. All right, so. And now the stun isn't possible because of the debuff immunity, so I went ahead and gave the empowered strength up to Steel, I'm assuming. Yep. And then taunts. Yep, what we like to see. So, can I do heavy damage to Azrael? Now that took away like 75% health on him, but if it's supposed to be heavy damage, shouldn't he have taken out Azrael? Like, I don't know. I mean, that was a lot of damage, but I mean, was that really like, I don't know if that's heavy damage. I do not know. We have our buff immunity up, so that's okay by us when Harley Quinn enrages everybody else. He's serving his role as a taunter pretty well. And let me double check. So Hope is, no, at the end of every one of his turns, he's going to gain taunt. So he should be able to protect us relatively well versus, yeah, in terms of running him with other taunters. Like the more I'm watching it, and the more I'm reading his kit and really reading his kit and going through it, and this is part of what I guess we all should be doing, but this is part of the R&D, the research and development, trying to figure out exactly how the kits work and using multiple aspects of them in order to improve whatever team that you're running that tune with. So this is letting me further know that if I were gonna run with a dual taunter, he's gonna give himself taunt all the time. He's pretty tanky. I would have no reason not to run him. He does not do damage. He does not do a lot of damage, but I'm not bringing him for that. Let's be real. I'm not bringing Steel in for damage. I'm bringing him in to protect the rest of my team. He seems to do that relatively well. And as I'm going through this other thing, the understudy ability I really like, and I hate the fact that not saying it's incredible or amazing or I should like start the whole thing over, but I like it. I like it now a lot. Then True Man Steel, like I'm trying, that's meh. Like all the active abilities, with the exception, Momentum is cool because he gives himself 40% shield and an ally another 15%. So when a Ben Sword is giving him that taunt, and then he uses the Momentum, he's giving himself shield and he's giving ally shield. That's a plus. We like that. However, the other, well, no, because the A2 gives out the buff immunity. He might legit be really good. Great, no, but like might legit be really good. I'm starting to feel different about his kit the more I'm looking at it and reading through it. Let's go through his stats real quick though. So, speed, 153, ain't but 182 tunes in the game. HP, 18th, but like I said before on the Parasite video that I actually just did, I mean, 41st is 37,000, that's where Parasite is. And then number one is a Ben Sur at like 42,000. So, 18th may sound like not great, but I mean, he's not that far off from a Ben Sor who has the most in the game. Strength is 74th. We do not like to see that because he is a strength physical damage based toon. So we would like to see more of those. So running him, and this is probably part of the reason why he does not hit that hard, or definitely part of the reason, is so like you can have all the strength ups and then power strength ups as multipliers, but if the base is so low that your multiplying doesn't really, I mean, is not as powerful as it could be, then yeah, there's an issue. Then intelligence 75th, I mean, that just means he's going to be more susceptible to special damage attacks. So like, yeah, in terms of strength, yeah, if there's a baseline where he's not being able to multiply very well and get to higher numbers, then that strength, that part of strength does matter for him since he's a physical damage too. But again, as I was saying, like I'm reaching out, hey, what's up? Again, as I said before though, I'm not bringing him for damage, I'm bringing him to protect the team. And then maybe even put a taunt on the enemy now that I see how that was working. So let's go on to the next videos. Boop, boop. Love you, Harley Quinn, just not in this game. When is the next season of Harley Quinn coming out? Season 3, when is that coming out? I've been waiting on that. Y'all need to hurry up. All right, so. Oh, and now I remember. Oh, what was I doing here? So stun on everybody, we like to see that. But, so we have, why did I build the team this way? I mean, I guess I want to use some revive teams with him in case he falls. We have the main taunter in Kyle Rayner, Parallax. Then you have the secondary taunter there, Steel. You have Cersei there to help with the revive in case somebody falls. And same with White Lantern Sinestro, but they should both be protected fairly well by the taunters who have the positive affinity matchup, positive or neutral affinity matchup. So I'm kind of confused as to why Cersei and White Lantern Sinestro were my choices to fill in those other two roles. Not that they're bad, but I just rarely ever use them. There goes Azrael. Cheese. Yeah, that's really confusing to me. I don't know why I did it that way. So now what? Use momentum with to no avail. Did not really do much damage there, but we did get rid of Arcus. This was, I mean, we won, but why did I use White Lantern? I'm trying to think of like what part of his kit, like was there a synergy with either of these tunes, and there isn't. Nothing to do with revive, nothing to do with heal, nothing to do with any of that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I was going crazy at that point in the day and just trying to find something that worked. But it doesn't, I feel like seeing him before, as I was saying in the last video, or not last video, but last time I saw him, that maybe he should be a taunter. You're not bringing him for damage. It's just that simple. Now, please believe me and please trust me when I tell you. In fact, I'll skip forward because I do not. Barda and Lex versus everybody else. This is going to be a battle for 3 years. So please believe when I tell you, we had this well in hand and we would have, I mean, we were at the advantage, but I just left the game, I think, because this was going to take forever. So Barda stalemated us. You, Barda. Anyway, so on to the next video, which I think is the Heroic Node Chapter 8, Heroic Campaign Chapter 8 last node, to see how his kit works with itself. Now I will say this, and I've done this with other tunes that were like older than him who need power boost. He took forever to get past this part. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. The animations are awesome though. It was absolutely ridiculous because he does so little damage that even in like Heroic Campaign PvEs, when he's 70-11, don't make a bit of a difference. Like, that is ugh in terms of damage. But it is what it is. They also did not have any chance of taking him down. So, as this goes on for what's going to be quite a while, yeah, buff immunity on everybody. They can't taunt right now. That's all being protected. Okay. I wish your boy luck. I'm trying to get promotions for the channel, so I'll be able to update everything here. hopefully, and then put out some better content for you guys. So yeah, debuff immunity up on everybody. There's gonna be no taunters there. Sorry guys. And then this battle here takes forever. Be on the lookout for a Raven in-depth guide, for Etrigan in-depth guide. I'm gonna be so happy to do both of those. I don't think I've done it. I haven't done an in-depth guide on either one of them, and they're two of my favorite tunes in the game. I mean, Raven, she's one of my favorites, but not in the sense of utility. I just love Raven, and I wanted her kit to work really well, and they have made some great improvements to it. Etrigan was a beast for me all along, and I still love him. I still think before his rework, I think I could have still used him in any PvP matchup. So it is what it is. Absolutely love him. So happy to have him get a rework. So I'm gonna put out those two in-depth guides as soon next week. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put out Ravens next week, and the Etrigan's gonna come out on his week in about 2 weeks. So just a heads up for that. Then I'm also gonna start this basically bracket challenge for superheroes. I'm gonna put that up as well. Then you're gonna get a top 10 heroes in the game for me video next week. And then somebody did ask about farmable tunes, like to do a ranking of them. And oh, Drunken Alliance, they had a message going on. Then someone asked for a ranking of farmable tunes. So that I'm gonna start working on. I already have the notes there for it. I haven't really done anything to it. So be on the lookout for that. So next week is going to be top 10 tunes in DC Legends as it stands right now, and an in-depth guide on Raven, and then another video to be announced later. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.